Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's two brunettes and a gay, and welcome back to the show. It's Deanna.
Celeste.
Buonasera. It's your favourite gay Aaron.
I can't every time you do that. Like, buonasera.
Am I saying it right in the Italian way, or is that too South American?
You say it better than me and Deanna say it.
Oh, do I?
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
I just want to give a shout out to my nonna who tells us every week that her favourite part of the show is when we say our names.
Yes, hi,
I
Nonna.
love Nonna.
You can be laughing at home. You can tell us about this at family dinner on Monday night next week. All right, Celeste, how was your week?
It's been not too bad. Look, I've got frostbite, not going to lie.
Yeah.
Oh, my girls are in full salute at the moment.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's freezing out there.
Hello.
It's like
yeah,
an
no,
ice
Watch
cloud.
out for your eyes.
I know. Ice. It's like ice.
It's like ice.
There is an ice cloud that has
ice,
descended
baby.
over Adelaide, freezing us all into a cold hell right now.
Absolutely.
Delightful outside.
Winter
Nice
is well and
positive way to
truly
start
upon
the
us,
show.
that's for sure. But, you know, my week's not been too bad. Into the swing of things. It's already Tuesday. You blink and you miss it.
Oh, very nice.
Very true.
Aaron, how's your week?
Had a fabulous week, had a fabulous weekend. But, girls, you know what? You know I'm a fan of a filthy mind.
Well, yeah, we all are, really.
You know that, right?
Yes.
But what I'm not a fan of is filthy hygiene practices.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you're straight in this week, Aaron.
I'm going straight in hell for leather this week because I'll tell you after the break about my experience with what one could call a disgustoso maiale.
What?
I'll tell you about that after the break.
Aaron has had a bad week this week. He has witnessed a travesty in hygiene.
Certainly indeed. Now, before the break, I did use my Italian
You did.
words.
Do you want to repeat it for us?
I said the words disgustoso maiale. Now, hopefully everyone out there listening knows what that means, but I'm going to translate it now. It means disgusting pig.
I think maybe to help us all understand, like when you speak Italian, you don't want to like keep it really disconnected, like disgustoso. It's like it's not Japanese Italian.
You know what? I'm trying to learn Japanese before I go to Japan, so that's probably why it's stuck in my head that
So
way.
Italian, you want to
Right.
flow, disgustoso.
Disgustoso maiale.
That was beautiful.
Put that on repeat on
Are
the
you
ad breaks.
Spanish?
Yeah, well, it's kind of Spanish. Anyway, let's get to the story, right?
What got up?
So
Go.
let me get this right. You're Australian going to Japan with a radio show on an Italian network speaking Spanish.
Yeah, gibberish generally.
Gibberish.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
You witnessed.
I'll tell you, I'm losing faith in the humankind, girls.
I don't think I have any left.
Oh, no. See, I've got just a probably 1%
morsel.
left. Yeah. Oh, is it? Did you just say an Italian word then, a morsel? Or did you just say morso?
I think she said a
Morsel.
morsel.
A morsel.
Oh, right.
A modicum.
See, it sounded Italian to me anyway. So on the weekend, on Sunday, my husband Mark and I, we headed to our local for a bit of pub grub and a few cheeky pints, as we
Oh, I
normally
like
do.
that. Our local for a bit of pub grub.
And a few cheeky pints,
You Aussie, you.
Oh, I know, right? We love a good Sunday session.
I've never
Mark
said
and I.
that phrase in my life. I'm just going to go down and get some pub grub.
And
And a cheeky pint.
I don't even think I know what my local is.
No.
What is your... Where do you, yeah, I wouldn't know what your local is either,
I don't know what
actually.
my local is.
I do, but I don't think we should say it just in case anyone comes looking for
In
us.
case your gym stalker comes and looks for where you are.
I know. She was there.
She'd stalk you at the gym.
She's
and then
followed
she'd
me
stalk you
nearly
up.
every day this
Is
week.
she still stalking you?
Update,
That
yes.
bitch.
If you were listening last week,
Yeah, last
Jim
week.
Stalker.
Last week.
She the next day, she was right up alongside me. I was like, this bitch doesn't listen to the radio.
Oh, far out. Okay, well,
Okay. Well,
that's-
she could benefit from this segment.
Yeah, she could benefit from this one in particular.
Okay, so you were at your local with some pub grub and a swine.
Chicken.
No. And a wine.
What did you call me?
I'm getting confused with the reference to pigs. Continue.
Maiale. Anyway,
Maiale.
Maiale. So we're at the pub, had a few pints, and just before we left, I needed to go for a quick tinkle. So
If you didn't know Aaron was gay, you do now.
Mr. Broadway needs to go tingle. So I went to the loo and, did my business and zipped up. But at the exact same time, this uncouth bogan came out of the cubicle, right?
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Only one of us washed their hands before they left the John.
Lovely. Delicious.
So that's not even the worst part. The worst part was that I walked past him just before I left, and he had his hand deep in a bowl of hot chips.
Oh, no.
And I thought, that can't be gravy on his fingers.
Aaron.
I just thought I'd paint that picture quite clearly.
I think that's quite a visual.
Now, I'm sorry, but, number one, I'm sure you girls are salivating right now for dinner. Because you girls look hungry to me. But it got me to thinking about bad hygiene, because there is so much bad hygiene out there.
Yeah.
Right? Bad hygiene practices.
Some people are dirty.
Yes.
Some people are effing foul.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, no wonder these germs are out there running rampant, like the flu and everything like that, because people obviously aren't washing their hands.
No.
Yeah, look, and I just want to say, public service announcement wise, if you are listening and you feel like, potentially something in this segment is being targeted as you, maybe you do have some bad hygiene that you didn't know about, just know that we're just sharing this. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, it just means you can be better in society.
She's out in full force today, Deanna.
Well, yes.
Well, I decided to put together a bit of a list of bad hygiene no-nos,
So
right?
this is your bad hygiene PSA.
This is my PSA, and because, you know me, I don't like confrontation, so I thought I'd just put it on the airwaves out there quite generically, so no one takes offence to this.
Yes.
And I thought that's the best way to address it, right?
But if you do know Aaron, it is probably you he's talking about.
Yeah, and...
Yeah, if you know Aaron and something that he says you do, it's probably about you.
It's probably about you, so this is my message to you to say, fix it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So...
Good. I like it.
So the other ones I came up with, so the first one, picking their nose.
Nah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And I know a few people that don't do the full pick, but they do the side pick.
The pick and flick?
Kind of I'm going to do it now on the reel so you can actually see what I'm doing. But they go kind of like this. And I don't know why they excuse that as not being a nose pick.
Pick and flick.
So the pick and flick. So
Not
the pick and
into
flick
it.
is disgusting. So when people are picking their nose on the side, I still think there's crust there.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's weird if you're talking to somebody. When someone's talking to you and they're kind of discreetly picking their nose at the same time, you're like, I can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not invisible.
Yeah.
But I'm right in front of you.
I love how they think it's discreet too. It's like, I'm discreetly picking the side of my nose.
Good.
The second one I came up with, I know a few people that do this. Not myself, but a few people. People that scratch their bowls a lot.
People, why?
Now,
what do
let
they
me-
get itchy?
Well, it can't be one of us.
Let me give a real example here, just for the real. So, they're just walking, talking here, and they're just, quick scratch down there, quick scratch down there again. Go the
Aaron
left testicle,
is-
right testicle.
Are we
what is
talking
going
over or
on?
under jeans?
We're talking over pants.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, it's,
You're like, if it's underpants, we got a whole nother problem.
if it's underpants, come and see me.
Or people who are constantly readjusting. It's like, just get some better underwear.
Yeah.
Pay an extra $5, get some good quality underwear.
Get some bamboo step ones and be done with it.
Like it.
But
Not sponsored.
it's just not sponsored. But if bamboo, step one want to sponsor, so be it. But yeah, scratching their bowls, that's another one. The other one that I noticed, well, it's not my current office, but in an old office I worked in, there was a gentleman who, when he was in the toilet washing his hands, after he'd washed his hands, he then decided to blow his nose over the sink.
Ah, that's
No.
disgusting.
How foul is that?
That's disgusting.
Oh,
And you're in the bathroom, so you've got you've got
Toilet
tissue,
paper, yeah.
and you've got toilet paper. There's so many options available to you. Why do you have to blow your nose into the sink?
Because that sink is where you're washing your hands. So if your hand even slightly touches that basin,
That's
there's
disgusting.
a connection of snot and hand.
I
Not to
just
mention
feel
all
like-
of the all of the blowback on the tap.
sill.
Oh, yuck.
If you're having dinner, if you're joining us in your dinner, we hope you're enjoying it.
We should have waited a
delicious.
little longer for this
Disclaimer,
segment.
don't
Delicious.
eat.
All right, what else have you got on the list?
The other one I had on my list was people that stick their fingers in their ears and
Okay.
pick out the earwax.
Do people do that?
I don't know that I've
Yeah.
ever seen that.
Haven't you seen that before?
How long are people's fingers?
Well,
I don't think he means like right in the like scratch your brain.
not
You'd
that
have to
long,
have one
Celeste.
to do that.
Oh, yes. There might not be anything between those ears.
Okay.
But yeah, so picking the ears. And the other one I had was, well, just farting loudly in public. I was in the supermarket the other day and...
You had the decency to do it quietly?
No, because I had the decency. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, yes, very silently and move to the next aisle.
You know
Yeah.
what's worse than that?
But it's just total disregard when people just go, right, I'm just going to let it rip.
No, you know what's worse than that though? People who fart at the dinner table. And I used to be married to one.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it wasn't. It was like a genetic thing. I'm going to say.
Oh,
David
That
Heath.
is
he's on it
fantastic.
tonight.
That is fantastic. Celeste, do you have a bad hygiene gripe?
Yeah, look, like I've probably got many, but one that comes to mind is when people put their fork into the communal food bowl and they go pick at the food.
yuck,
You know,
yeah.
okay. First of all, it's fine if everyone's finished and you do like, oh, is anyone having any more? No, okay, and then you eat it out of the bowl. That's fine. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me if you're finishing it off. It's when it's like, oh, we're sitting down at a banquet dinner and everyone's sharing the same bowls and then someone just goes, oh, you know, I'm just going to pick those up with my fork.
It's not a
Gross.
vibe.
No, thanks. That's excellent.
No.
But you know what? Find a better way.
Double dipping.
Otherwise, you're uninvited to the next dinner.
Bad hygiene, you have it here on Two Brunettes and a Gay. Head to social media. Send us your hygiene gripes.
She
gripes.
started your
I
hygiene.
started. First one, I lasted a whole 19 minutes before, so we've done all
girl.
right this week. Send us your hygiene gripes. We'll be back after this ad break with Tuesday Tea Time. It's been a few weeks, but it is back. Celeste, take it away with our Tuesday Tea Time.
We've got some tea for you all today, keeping you warm on this wintry Tuesday. So it was a quiet news week, celebrity-wise, for the first half of for the second half of last week, I guess, because we're in on a Tuesday. So let's say Wednesday to Friday, relatively slow news week. And then, bang, big news. Kourtney Kardashian is pregnant.
Oh, Jesus.
I know,
Bum, bum,
Aaron's favourites.
God. Just what the world needs. Another
Aaron,
bloody Kardashian.
If the Kardashians get pregnant...
Technically, it's a Barker.
Okay, then that's okay then.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome to the world, Parker.
Right, she's pregnant. How far along is she?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on how far along she is, but we know that she's pregnant and we know that she made the announcement on her Instagram. Well, obviously that's how she made the announcement to the wider public, but she actually made the announcement. She wrote a sign that said, "Travis, I'm pregnant," and she held it up at a Blink-182 concert.
Ooh, very creative.
Now,
though.
I'm going to call bullshit here because
Yeah,
she's
publicity
visibly pregnant, right? So I'm assuming her husband
I couldn't tell.
could tell. I don't think it was a surprise to him. However, I did later learn that was actually I wouldn't call it a stunt, but it's actually from one of their film clips, Blink-182's film clips from back in the day, where someone holds up a paper sign, and I don't know if it says "Travis, I'm pregnant." I think it does. "Travis, I'm pregnant," and it's in one of their film clips. So
Yes.
she's obviously just emulating the film clip.
That's the All the Small Things film clip, actually.
I believe
reckon.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one where they parody the Backstreet Boys.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So she's obviously done it for that reason. So initially when I saw it, I thought, okay, you're telling me that she's visibly pregnant and he doesn't know. But then I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense. She's done it as kind of the announcement, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cute.
Look, I actually think it's great. I like it.
Yes.
What the other band members think, though?
I don't, there's
hang on,
other
I've got a
people
show
in
to do
Blink
here,
182.
for
I mean,
God's sake.
it's putting attention on Blink 182, so
Yeah,
I
they
don't.
love it.
I think they
Yeah,
would
that's a
probably
good
love
point.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so that means that everybody else now has a queue to get pregnant because a Kardashian is pregnant.
Well, this is, I believe, grandchild number 14. So I feel like a Kardashian's always pregnant.
There's a lot of them.
God.
If we include
They're an
Jenner's, but
army.
yes.
They're like gremlins. You get them wet and they
There
just
is
start
there is a
multiplying.
lot of them, but it's funny because all of the news surrounding this say Kravis, right? Kravis is pregnant. Kravis is expecting
hang on,
baby.
Kravis. What's
Right.
Kravis?
You can't work that out. Kravis, Courtney and Travis.
Even I can work
And
that out.
because this is what I've seen on every article, I was like, are we into the name meshing thing?
Like Karka. Karka would have been better.
Really?
Karka.
Well, because what's yours, right? I had to think about
Sounds
this.
like shit, literally.
What would mine be?
Yours is either Ark or Marin.
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 Rachel Marin.
Marin.
The bodyguard.
So if we're taking Aaron and Mark, we've got Ark or Marin.
Marin.
Oh, mine's
Is
better.
That is that a fish?
Celeste and Jake.
Cake.
Yeah.
Oh, cake by the ocean.
Cake. Or Gillette. Depends on how you want to look at it.
Lady Gillette.
That's fantastic.
The
like a
best a
shaver.
man can get.
What's your couple name?
Deanna.
What would yours be?
Yours would be...
Banana?
No.
Brianna.
Brianna?
Denton.
Denton?
Brianna Denton.
Denton?
It's not a vibe. Mine's not a
Brianna.
vibe.
It would be
I like
Brianna or
yours.
Denton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Gillette.
Are we into the
Gillette
couple's
is-
name thing, or do we think we need to drop it?
Drop.
Drop.
Okay, there it
Yeah.
is.
Benefit's
General
been
consensus.
done. All of
Benefer
that
has been
stuff's
done. Benefer is back
Yeah,
together.
it's so 15 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
20 years ago, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of years ago,
Yeah.
Al Pacino, he has just had another baby.
Hooah!
He is 83,
Wow.
and his girlfriend, Noor Al-Falah, is 29. They have welcomed a child together, a son named Roman, 83 years old. Now, we
Gross.
talked about Robert De Niro going back a little while ago. He had another baby. I think that was number 7 or 8 for him. He was in his 70s. So Al Pacino's taken it a step further, 83. Is that too old to have a baby?
Yes.
Well, look, I feel like I mean, at 83, you can still live another 20 years. But that's all. And we're talking max. So for the child, if he only lives another 10, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
It is.
I feel like it's a bit selfish.
I agree.
Oh, gross.
You know, it's like sometimes these things happen and they're unavoidable, and I understand that. Sometimes accidents happen. But if it was planned, I feel like it's a bit selfish. That's my opinion.
Do you reckon when he got his partner in the mood, he whispered in her ear, "Say hello to my little friend"?
That's fantastic. That's definitely what he did.
Not that I'm suggesting it's little, obviously.
Well, this is baby number 4 for him. He has adult children, so
How would they
starting
feel too?
again as well. I don't believe they're overly happy about it, to be completely honest with you. But starting again at 83 with
How
the
many
kids,
Do you know how many kids he has?
3.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have heaps and heaps.
That
He's
was
not
like-
one of those
He's not
this
Robert
is
De Niro.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't have 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, I mean, obviously they're going to get a great inheritance, but in the end, what would you pick? Would you pick your father being there for another 30, 40 years, or would
Yeah.
you pick an inheritance? I'd pick my father being there.
I definitely,
David,
Cashola.
definitely.
I definitely thought, Aaron, you were going, I'd pick the inheritance.
No, because my dad's listening. Love you, Dad. Hi.
Last thing, Meghan Markle has been dropped by Spotify.
Thank God.
What was she doing on Spotify?
She had a contract with Spotify for a podcast, I
Yeah.
believe valued somewhere around the mark of $20 million.
Around the Markle of $20
Around
million.
the Meghan Markle, $20 million. They have since broken that partnership.
Wow.
Which just is fantastic because it just makes room for 2 brunettes and a gay, really. 29 million. David has corrected that. 29 million. It just makes room for 2 brunettes and a gay to take her spot, really, doesn't it?
Can I
Totally.
ask a question, like a genuine question? Does anybody in the whole
Jeez, you
world...
yelled that.
Sorry, I was...
You're passionate.
breathe. Does anybody in the whole world actually give a shit what Meghan Markle has to say?
Well, she did 12 episodes for that. I don't know how many she was supposed to do, but she only did 12 episodes. And in those 12 episodes, she interviewed quite notable celebrities like Mariah Carey.
And so does 500 million other podcasts.
Right. It's not uncommon now. But 12 episodes?
Yeah.
That's how much she got paid for 12 episodes.
Well, I don't know how many she was supposed to do, but that's all she did. I don't know if it was for 12 episodes or she was meant to do more. There's even speculation that half the time the interviews weren't conducted by her. They were conducted by members of her staff.
Really?
And then edited to have her kind of put in over them.
Oh, that sounds about
For
right.
$29 million? You can't talk?
But you've seen the girl? She
I talk
can't
underwater for $29 million. I talk underwater for free.
Well, you do.
Exactly.
That's what the show is.
Jeez. Well, maybe with that gone, maybe they can have some downtime and finally get the privacy they've been demanding.
I know.
From society.
I know, we want privacy. Oh, here's our new podcast. Join into our reality show.
we talk about privacy.
Go onto our Instagram and our TikTok to see behind the scenes of our lives, but we just want some privacy. Okay.
Privacy.
All right.
Watch our Netflix documentary.
Exactly. That's exactly. Well, look, Celeste, that was definitely the tea this week.
Keeping us
Piping
warm
hot tea.
on this wintry
keeping us
Tuesday.
warm, considering Aaron won't let us put the heater on in the bloody studio right now.
And Celeste, that tea was free. You didn't have to pay $5 for it.
That wasn't a cup of boiling hot water.
No.
That had a tea
wasn't.
bag.
But it was hot. Okay, pun intended. Anyway, let's move on. Coming up after the break, Aaron's got something to share with you all.
Aaron's got something. It sounds like he's got a disease.
I don't have syphilis.
He's got
Aaron's got something to share with you all.
Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. You'll just have to wait until we come back after this song to find out.
So if you're joining us, we've lost 33% of our talent.
Yep.
Deanna's taken off to the bathroom.
I hope you washed your hands.
She's gone to obviously wash her hands. Following our last discussion, she probably thought, oh
stinks.
no, they're now going to have their eyes on me. But she's back now
I'm back.
in the studio. You take your time. You don't worry about it, Deanna.
Look, you guys
We're not
can do
here to
some
bother
work
you
for
on your
once.
Tuesday. You just do what you got to do.
I didn't realise we didn't have that much time left. I'm just
Sorry that we're a
having bit of
burden and Aaron's got syphilis.
It's herpes, actually.
Look.
Just to be honest.
Oh, well, look, we don't need to know that. But you do have something this week, but it's not a disease. It's not a disease. It's something up your goat this week.
I definitely had something up my goat this week. I just confirmed that was
Not good timing.
up my goat. Just the way that was timed. didn't
This
sound
time.
too classy
Aaron's got
to
something
that.
up his goat this week, but it's not a goat.
I'm excited for this new segment because you know me, I'm a grumpy old queen.
Yeah, really,
You're
are.
a grumpy
I think
bitch.
it's time that the world knew this,
The,
too.
the world needs to know that, you know, the world pisses me off.
Does the world not know that it
Society gives
pisses
me
you
the
off? I
shits
feel like
these
everyone
days.
knows that you're pissed off about something.
There's always something that's up my goat, so I thought I'd create a segment out of it.
You always got
So-
an opinion.
Let's debut the
Let's-
debut this segment tonight.
Let's share the opinion that nobody cares
Let's
about
share
with
the
more
opinion
people.
tonight of what gets up Aaron's goat. Thank you very much, David.
Oh, I reckon we can go home now.
That's it. And that P.S. that wasn't David making that noise. It was an actual goat.
That was Aaron kicking David under the table.
So, you know, when something gets up my goat, I thought, what better place to vent than here live on the radio or on the podcast? Because, you know, everyone's listening. So,
That's true.
ladies, it appears the tall poppy syndrome is alive and well.
Oh,
Hate to say it, but it's true.
yeah, look, don't
It's
disagree.
Bloody true. So I caught up with a few friends last week for some cocktails.
Shit, you've got friends.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I can count them on one finger. So I caught up with some friends last week for some cocktails, and you know, drinking is, you know, you get a bit of a truth serum happening with people, right?
Yeah.
And people, including myself, start to tell the honest truth. So by
You
the end of the third mojito, one of them threw me off guard by confessing to me that they'd heard on the rumour mill that a so-called mate, quote unquote mate, had called me talentless.
Oh.
Now, hang on. This rumour has been confirmed by a number of varying sources. Firstly, I don't know many things in this world, but bitch, I know I'm not talentless, okay? So
I thought you were going to say, no, I'm not talented. Don't tell me something I already know.
hey, tasteless, yes. Tight-fisted on off-pay week, yes.
But talentless.
No. And it was actually a bit of a shock to me because this person I never would have expected to hear it from. So because I'm not good with confrontation, you know me, I'd just like to put it on the air for the public to hear and whinge about it.
But just to make it clear though, you are fine with saying it on the air when no one's here to confront you.
That's right, exactly. As long as they're not on the line, then I'm fine. But I just want to know what is the best way to handle this. Now, I know you both have some very solid, differing opinions on this type of stuff. So I want to know, what should I do? Celeste?
I think that you need to confront the person that said this.
I was worried you'd say that.
Yeah, I know you're not a fan of confrontation, but listen, if someone's talking about you and you want them to stop, you need to stop them. You need to stop them in their tracks, Aaron.
Good point.
You need to go to them and you need to say, listen, I heard along the grapevine, because you don't want to throw the source under the bus. Actually, maybe you do. Do you like the friend? You don't like the friend, throw them under the bus too. Go to the person and say, this is what I heard. Did you or did you not say this? Put them on the spot. I love a good put a person on the spot moment. When you look at them.
I've seen you do that.
Yes, and you look at them and they're like, they're trying to find their words and you're like, I'll bury you.
Oh my God.
I will bury
you. She goes for the jugular, this one. Jesus.
So I think you need to confront this person and you need to say, bitch, listen. If you think I'm talentless, what station are you on?
Oh, I love it.
Actually, speaking of confrontation, here on the line right now, we've got...
XYZ. Well, I like your opinion there, Celeste. And I just want to know, is that an Italian thing to confront someone?
Look, I definitely think I have a fiery temper, but I don't know if that's an Italian thing. I don't know if that's an Aries thing. I don't know if
thing.
That, yeah. Well, look, partly hungry, partly,
Hangry.
constantly pissed off, partly cold because you won't let me put the heater on.
Yeah.
Bring the person in here now. I'll talk to them.
Maybe I'll put Celeste onto them. Deanna, what would you do?
Look, I mean, first... Like, I know you say, like, it's a good source that's this coming from. But usually people don't pass this information on unless they're, like, someone who's super close to you that you trust implicitly, like that heard it firsthand.
Yeah.
The person who passed it on to your friend secondhand, they usually have an ulterior motive to spread information along the grapevine, which means that there's one story, there's the other story, and then somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. So personally, my approach to this would be like, okay, I've heard it once. I'm going to, like, it's there.
Yep.
I've been made note of it.
Yep.
If I hear it again from somewhere else, it's no longer a coincidence.
Right.
It could just be somebody trying to jeopardize somebody else and using you getting caught up in something for no freaking reason. Why have you got your hand up, Celeste?
Because I'm just waiting to talk, but I'm respectful, so you can finish.
Today, this minute, she's respectful. Okay, right, you can wait then.
That name will stay out forever.
Right now, it's like, I don't know if that person is using this as an opportunity to put you in the middle of something that you don't really need to be in the middle of.
Yep.
But if you hear it a second time, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Would I confront it? I would not, like, cut a bitch like Celeste, but I certainly would facilitate a conversation around it.
Well, I would like to reiterate the fact that Aaron had said he had heard it from multiple sources.
Yes.
And I'm going, look, I understand your point of view if you hear it from one person and you think, what is the motive behind passing on this information? But if it comes from multiple sources, if multiple people have heard the same thing,
then it must be true.
Well, you know what? There's got to be some truth behind it.
You know what the thing is, though? If it has in fact come from multiple sources and it's no longer in coincidental, arenas,
terms,
then we've got a radio show. Just name and shame the bastard.
You know what, as well, though? I think the reason I'm so fired up about it is because I'm associated with you. So if you're going to say Aaron's talentless, are you saying that we're all talentless? Because I'll come after you. I will find you.
I love that you turn this whole situation about you. That's just so you.
It's about us.
You know what else? In this situation, though, I have been in situations where this is, I guess it happens. I'm a big believer in karma. What goes around comes around.
Totally.
And I have been in a situation multiple times where somebody has been given, I wouldn't say giving me hell about something, but somebody has been a little bit out of alignment around something. And how many times have I then been put in a position where I then have to, like for me, it's been on audition panels where I've had, performers then audition for something that I'm on an audition panel of. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, see, that person might be talented, but they're a little shit. So it's a no from me. So you've got to be careful.
Cow.
Adelaide is too small. Everywhere is too small to burn
Yes.
your bridges. Adelaide
Yes.
is too small to burn your bridges, especially. And also just don't burn your bridges. Like, be nice.
And I'm
Well,
too
you know
small
what?
to burn any
If you
bridges.
don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all.
No,
You know what I
except if
mean?
you're
And
on our
I
show.
believe comments like that are bred from jealousy.
Yeah,
I
totally.
believe that they come from a place of jealousy because I think that if they were happy for you and if they actually knew anything about you, they'd know that that's not true.
Yeah.
Right? Which means it comes from jealousy. Nah, cut them.
I just think it's one of those things where, the point is that, what they called me, it wasn't like they were just talking about, I don't like his jumper, I don't like his hair, I don't like whatever. It was to say that I had no talent whatsoever. So that's another level in my eyes.
I'm gonna second Celeste's final concluding comment there.
Yes.
It's jealousy.
Yeah.
Do you confront the person? Well, okay, if it's more than once, potentially, or just get back at them.
Did we sway you either way, Aaron? Have you made a decision on how you're going to handle this situation?
Well, you girls are inspiring me to be more confrontational, so I think I'm going to go down that route soon.
Well, because the thing is that because everybody knows that Celeste and I are both not afraid of confrontation,
Yeah.
nobody F's with us.
No.
Have you noticed that? Like, everybody's too scared because they're like, I'm not going
And
to say
then
anything
next
to
week we
them.
come back and we're like, we've gotten hate mail, we've gotten messages from
Death
people
threats.
telling us we're talentless, all these things.
Come at us, bro. There's two of us, and people are like, they're going to talk my ear off. I'd rather not. They're just going to talk me to death.
Well, look, just to summarise, I just have to say one thing. Jealousy is a curse.
Well, if you've joined us before, you'll know that Aaron had something up his goat, and hopefully
Wasn't syphilis.
and it wasn't syphilis. And now Celeste is raging, so we've got a lot of complaining going on this
the
episode.
angst.
So if you like,
to other episodes,
not really. I mean, we whine a lot anyway, but this is like we're really going for it. Celeste, what have you been raging about all weekend?
oh, look, it wasn't all weekend. It's only been since Sunday, but I've been raging because I went raging. And I don't go raging very often. I don't want to yell in your ears. If I'm getting too loud, can you message the Facebook group and tell us?
Where's my phone? Oh,
2 minutes and a gay on social media.
Been raging because I don't go out often and I'm down for a good time. Like, I'm down for the get down. I like going out. I like having a good drink. You know, that just proves my age, didn't it?
I'm down for the
All the
get
kids.
down.
I
all
like
the
going for a
kids.
boogie,
A good
a bit of a
boogie.
shoe shuffle.
Right, so Saturday night we had a friend's birthday. You know, the night was planned. We were going to go out for dinner, going to go out for some drinks, and then after go and have a dance at a well-known popular hot spot in Adelaide. I won't mention any names unless they piss me off, and then I'll come for them too. So, you know, that was the plan. Great, get ready. And you know what? Like, let's first of all touch on the fact that on Saturday night, the weather was absolutely horrendous. So when I'm getting ready to go out and it's raining and everything, you know, I got to be in a good mood. And so I was ready. I was like, let's do this. Brave the cold, brave the rain. Get in the Uber. First of all, Deanna runs 20 minutes late to the Uber because standard, right? So
It's not standard. Excuse me, but I'm the one who has to come to your house to get the Uber, so you get the extra time to get ready.
I believe that we caught an Uber from your house 2 weeks ago. So settle down
You know,
over there.
it's like 1 in 5.
Jerry.
No. You know,
That
like,
sibling
I'm one of
rivalry
these-
coming out.
I'm one of these people that, like, 5:30 means close to, kind of, could be. Right? 5:30, 5:35, 5:40. It's all the same.
But side note, you're very punctual in our radio show.
Not when
and
it comes to
everything.
work. When it
Yeah,
comes to work,
stops
don't
it.
even be, like, 30 seconds late
No.
or you're out.
So basically, in a nutshell, unless it's work-related, she doesn't prioritise you enough.
You're not paying me. I can be there late.
Yeah. Right, so she's late. No problem. Okay, we still get to dinner on time, right on time. Get to the restaurant, have a seat. We're sitting there, have a drink, have something to eat. Yeah. Dinner did take a little while, but that's okay. Well, I wasn't in a rush. Yeah. Where do I need to be?
I was frigging hungry.
Right. Right. Have a drink. Have dinner. Go out for another drink. We head to another little spot on Rundle Street.
A hot spot.
Another little hot spot on Rundle Street. Have another drink, right? And, I'm on the lower side of 30, I guess you would say.
You're in the...
But, by the time it starts getting to midnight, I need an espresso martini to keep me going because, we've had busy weeks. We're juggling a lot. Right, cool. Didn't have an espresso martini, but I was still going.
No, because all the drinks were watered down everywhere we went.
Right, we're not at the rage yet.
No, but I feel like before we...
Did you want to take this down?
No,
Should I let you go?
No, I don't. Before we even got to the rage, though, I feel like the drinks weren't that good. Sorry, Adelaide, pick up your game. Keep going.
So we get to the final destination. First and foremost, there's a line. Now, anybody that knows me, I don't line up.
No.
Right? If you've got a line up for it, I better be getting something fabulous.
Yep.
I don't know, is Oprah at the end of that line?
Even then.
Am I going to get some diamond earrings at the end of that line? Because if I'm lining up for something, it better be worth the lineup, right? And it's cold and rainy, so you're lining up. You get to the front of the line, right? The first thing that you see at the front of this line is someone crying. Like a child. Well, they had to be over 18. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they had a fake ID. A child crying. I'm like, okay, this is setting us up for just a fabulous time, right? Just having a cry. Then, $20 per person entry fee. I'm like, I've just waited outside in the cold and in the rain, and now, with my husband, we have to pay $40 to walk into a place where there's a child crying at the front door. I don't know if I can hang. So you get inside. I'm like, okay, for $20, I've waited outside. I've paid my $20.
No, it's not good.
Your hair's frizzy from the rain.
Right. I better walk inside and I'm going to have cocktails on arrival. There's going to be finger food. No. Do you know what there was? The inability to lift my feet up off the carpet. Because the floor is that sticky. Not only that.
It's not a vibe.
$20 entry and I got a plastic cup for my drink. That is mostly water anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
raging.
I was raging, right? Preach. And make the best out of out of an annoying situation. We still, had a really good time. But my point is, when you pay entry, is it right that you have higher expectations?
Yes.
Aaron, what are your thoughts? You look a little bit lost there.
You girls need to drop your standards, okay? It's a bloody nightclub.
No.
What do you expect?
If I drop my standards, I'll end up like you.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, a legend with syphilis. But, look, I have no preconceived notion of, going into these places because when I do, I'm usually pissed and just want to dance.
Yeah, okay.
So, I think ultimately, you can't think of it. I mean, every time I go into a club, my main reason is to just go hit the dance floor. Mm-hmm. I don't care about what the surroundings are, what anything's like. Just give me the dance floor, give me a good song, and I'm having a great time. Mm-hmm. But nightclubs aren't classy. So,
Well, they could be.
But I'm not. You don't need. It doesn't need to be classy. It's just if I'm paying $20, can I have an actual glass?
Yes, I think that's a reasonable expectation.
Look, I think $20 back in the day there were no cover charges.
Yeah,
no cover charges back in the day.
Back.
You used to get 50-cent shots, $1 beers.
Yeah,
and
2 for 1 base
because the
spirits.
whole point is that back in the day it was designed for you to go and have a good time, and then you didn't care how shitty the place was.
That's right.
But right now, if you're going into a hole, for lack of a better word, a hole in the wall, and then I'm going to go in there.
Hang on, I do like a hole in the wall.
A hole, not that kind of hole. Although they did recommend those holes in COVID so that you didn't transmit. That's a different topic of conversation, right? Let's not go there. The point is that if I'm going to a hole and then I got to pay, I don't know, $8 for a shot that tastes like cordial or fruit box. You know, it had
Bring
no
back the fruit box. Oh.
Like 5 drinks later, I'm sober as a whatever sober. A judge. Thank you. That's the saying I was looking for, David. I'm sober as a judge, and it's still a hellhole.
Is that a saying? Sober as a judge?
Yeah.
You've never been that in your life, Aaron.
No. God, no, definitely not.
But okay. So you agree with me, Deanna?
I am going to say that I obviously agree with you.
Yep.
And I mean, okay, I was there, I experienced it, and you know, it was one of those things going into the situation that, like, forever the optimist. Those who know me know that I'm an optimist about things. So I went into the situation like, you know what? Don't have a preconceived notion about this. Go in, be open. You never know what the night's going to bring. But it just progressively got worse.
And look, you know, in the end, I'm just trashy, so I'll go anywhere with a good
And we can confirm that because you were there.
I would. Do you know what the most hilarious part was? I came in a bit later than you guys, and so I came and surprised you. I said, "Hello, let's party," and we got some photos taken, and it took them on my phone. And I was like, the next day, I said, "Oh my God, you know, send me those photos. Like, I want to see the photos from last night. I want to post one." And we looked at them and we went, ooh, is that what we looked like?
Wasn't our best.
No. So, yeah, no, but, you know, in the end.
So you think, okay, you know what, cover charge, no cover charge, it is what you make it, doesn't matter, don't have expectations, whatever the case is. Okay, look, I disagree. I think if I'm paying $20 entry or $40 for the two of us, I'd just like some silverware. Well, you know, like glassware. Some proper glassware.
Some proper crockery.
And I would like to not have to leave my shoes where I was because I can't get them off the carpet.
Yes.
You know, a clean bathroom. Is that too much to ask
It's
for?
not too much to ask.
True.
It's not too much to ask to have just have hygiene. You know, you want to have a red...
Speaking of hygiene,
yes, right. It's not too much to ask that you take the $20 that the 1,000 people that were in the club took you to go there over the course of the evening, and you pay a bloody cleaner, you tight asses. We've got some unpopular opinions.
We've got many unpopular opinions.
We've got some unpopular. If you've been listening tonight, you'll know that we've got some unpopular opinions. Or maybe not. Maybe you're like us and you're like, you know what? These guys are spot on. Yeah. I'm with the rant.
I
like
maybe you're like, these guys have too many opinions.
We do. We have a lot of opinions. Like for 3 people, I feel like we have our fair share of opinions.
Yeah.
It's funny because most of our opinions are like, keep it to yourself if you don't have anything nice to say. And in the next breath, we're like, and I'll cut you. To kind of contradict ourselves. I take responsibility for that.
We are a walking contradiction, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's what keeps us
That's the first step of my 12-step program.
If you'd like to sign up to 2 Brunettes and a Gay's personal development course, we don't have one yet. But we have got some. Well, I've got some unpopular opinions for you guys.
Yeah.
Because we're going to try something new this week, and we're going to talk about some unpopular opinions. I found a list of unpopular opinions here, and I'm going to ask you guys whether or not you share these unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Right?
Are we going to get cancelled?
Well, we got cancelled because we said we didn't know that Kylie Minogue wrote the song Padum Padum, so...
Well, she didn't write the song,
and then we found out she
didn't.
didn't.
Out there.
So cancel you, half of that.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Unpopular opinions. I've got a list. We're going to discuss some of these unpopular opinions here, and we're going to see if we agree or disagree with these unpopular opinions. First one. Beyonce is overrated.
Agree.
Oh!
Jinx, you owe me a code.
Woohoo! Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Does that mean I get to be like the deciding vote?
Do you agree with us or disagree with us?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Look, do I think sometimes yes, sometimes no?
I think she started out...
If you weren't ever a fence sitter before...
Well, I just, I see both sides. I have Gemini in my astrology, okay? I see both sides.
Christ.
Okay, why? Why is she, Celeste, why is she overrated?
I think that she's very talented. I just think that people worship her like she is God's gift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that Beyonce's talented. I like a lot of her songs. Some of them I don't really like, but I don't understand why we have this God like affiliation to Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like for me,
Agreed.
there's only very, very few people that I look at and go, wow. Like for example, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
We're talking like a body of work that is yet to be rivaled. And I just don't think Beyonce sits at that level. And she gets treated like she is beyond.
Say.
Beyond say.
Excellent. Queen Bee is not the queen no more here.
And
All
this
right.
is just our opinions, by the way.
Aaron,
It's not
you agree
fact.
with that, right?
I agree with it. I think, I really do like Beyonce. I think that she is talented, but I think that she is given that, icon, queen
Status.
worshipped status that I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, there was to a point where, she did have a whole heap of great songs and she was a great artist, but I don't know, I just haven't connected with a lot of her later work.
That's very diplomatic of you,
You
Aaron.
like it?
I
Yeah.
know. See
At
how
least I have
he's
an
trying to
opinion on
avoid
it.
confrontation, even though no one's here to to cut him.
I'm not here to F spiders.
No.
Anyway.
All right, number 2. People drink gin because it's trendy.
Disagree.
Oh, David's nodding. Ooh,
Disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Okay, you both like gin.
Yeah, no, I think it was just one of those drinks that we didn't really ever have because you didn't really know what it was. Like I never really knew what gin was until it became more of a thing, and then it was like, oh, I'll try it, and then I was like, oh, I really quite like this. It's
Yeah.
not because I'm trying to fit in, because if I was trying to fit in, I'd just drink whatever I wanted. Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron already does that.
Yeah.
Aaron just drinks.
Give me whatever.
Yeah, I get it. I think, look, the gin thing was someone did a really clever marketing campaign once, and it put it on the radar. I don't know if people necessarily drink it because it's trendy, but I think it's one of those starting spirits. When you people don't know what to drink, so they go, "I'll try gin."
I think the problem is that now that, everyone's a fan of gin, there's so many bloody flavours of gin.
There is.
You've got, your Shiraz gin, then you got your purple gin, this gin, that gin. Can we just have gin? Can we just enjoy a simple gin? That's all I'm asking.
Aaron, I know you like this one.
Yep.
Chinese food is horrible.
I agree.
Disagree strongly.
I agree strongly with that one.
I
I don't understand you.
Yeah, I have an opinion on this one. Chinese food is amazing.
Yeah, no.
What don't you like about it?
No, but I think it's just the cuisine in general. I mean, but Chinese, look, I can sit at a Chinese restaurant and eat Chinese food. I can pick certain things. But, I mean, for example, like things like laksa and things like that.
Did you just call it laksa?
Is it laksa? Is that what you call it?
For a minute there, I was like, what is he talking about? Laksa, for
Lax-
those of you that speak the English language.
A laksa.
You're one of those people who says sushi too, aren't you, instead of sushi?
No, I say sushi.
It's probably sushi, but
say
it just
sushi.
sounds weird.
Yeah,
So.
no, but it's not. Yeah, it's not my thing. No.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, you're boring. Asian food is
Meh.
awesome.
Agree.
When people call themselves an influencer, but their way of influencing is posting a few meaningless words a few times a week to inspire.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. Influenza. That's
What
what
do we
I
think
call
of the
them.
rise of the influencers, Celeste? I'm sure you got an opinion on that one.
I think that there's some people that are actually very good at what they do, and I think that there's some people that use the platform for both purposes. Of course, it's a business. At the end of the day, you're going to have paid posts. You're going to do marketing and all of that stuff. It's part and parcel of the industry, and it's part and parcel of obviously what they do for a career. But they also use that platform for messaging and I guess influence in good ways. I think that there's a lot of people that use it in just kind of look at me, take a selfie without even smiling. And you're like, I don't know, why does that voice come over you when you're being an influencer?
It
Like,
really-
oh
that-
my God.
I think it triggered often.
12-year-olds use.
God.
Hi, guys. So many of you have been asking, sending
About
me
my
messages
Everyone
Everyone wants to know about my skin-covered hair.
And it's like no one's freaking messaged you. No one has.
Actually,
no
that
one
makes
has
me ill.
messaged you.
I'm not hungry for dinner anymore. I hate that voice.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Totally.
All right, last one. And this really fits in. And I got to tell you, this one I definitely, I agree with this one for sure. People who call other people hun are intellectually challenged.
Disagree.
I can't stand it.
Disagree.
You don't like it?
no.
I mean, you are... Bleh.
Because this is going to be a battle of the siblings here because I do call people hun. Hun?
Hun yourself. No, but okay.
It's a term of endearment. And if
Okay.
you think that you're that high and mighty that a term of endearment you are above, then you can go on that grapevine
She's looking at
that
me
Aaron found out
intensely.
his information on and sit on it and rotate.
You know what, though? I used to know this one guy. And the way he said hun to his partner was just so odd. So I kind of agree with it. He used to go, hun.
No, that's too much.
Who do you associate with?
I don't associate with them anymore.
Tell us why it bothers you, Deanna.
I think, look, it's contextual, right? Everything is.
I
like,
agree. I agree.
But I think, like, okay, there's like again. Sorry, the 12-year-olds are getting a bad rap tonight.
They are.
Right, but when we say 12, we're meaning like late teens, early 20s.
That's what happens when you're in your
12-year-olds.
30s. You start calling anyone younger than you.
Anyone younger than us
Yes,
is
I
12.
agree.
Yeah.
And it's like I was brought up that when you're speaking to someone older than you don't use a term like hun, right? But even so, sometimes when you're saying it younger, it can sometimes come across like they're doing it on purpose to be, I guess, superior.
Condescending.
It's a bit condescending. That's what I'm looking for as well. And so it's like hun here and there, sure, but increase the vernacular. Like let's expand the vocabulary. Let's use a few more words other than hun. How about you try calling somebody by their name? There's a concept. What a concept.
I have a question.
Yes.
What does vernacular mean?
So like hun, the word hun and things like love, hun, sweetie, like that is on it, I guess, essentially in itself a vernacular, right? Right. It's like
okay.
it's like a languaging pattern,
It's a dialect,
group.
okay.
Yeah, like it's like people who use that kind of
Gotcha.
language speak in that vernacular.
Vernacular.
This is turning into an English lesson
I've
right
learned
now.
something new.
I'm not about it. Is the point? If you're just joining us, you might have just missed the segment we just did on unpopular opinions. And we shared I shared an unpopular opinion here of people who call other people hun are intellectually challenged. Basically expressing my dislike for being called hun. Not always, but people who frequently use the word hun.
Hun.
And so we decided to go live on our Instagram because we had some discussion in the song that was happening right there about some other names that grind our gears, and we thought we'd throw it out to our Instagram and see what we could come up with. So Celeste, Aaron, we got some interesting ones.
We did. We put
did.
it out live. We got Champ.
Yeah.
Hates Champ.
Yeah.
Agree with that one.
Yeah.
Don't like that
Don't
one
like being
either.
called Champ.
Yeah, okay. Another one was Chief.
Oh, Chief. That shits me, that one. I hate,
Shits me to
I hate
tears.
Chief.
Chief. Okay. David hates Mate by someone that he's never met before.
Yeah.
So if you've never met David Heath and you happen to stumble across him in the supermarket where you will often find him because that's where everyone tells him how much they love Two Brunettes and a Gay.
That's right.
Do not say, hey, mate.
No.
I listened to your show
He's
or the
not
show
your
that
mate.
you panel. He doesn't welcome it.
Right. Aaron, you had a couple.
Oh, the one that annoys me most is when people call me boss. Because it's so condescending. It's like, yeah, cheers, boss. No worries, boss. Thanks, boss. And you just think, you're such an arrogant turd. Stop calling me boss. I hate it. It really shits me.
That's fantastic. You're an arrogant turd.
You're an arrogant turd.
I think that
Hey, turd.
they're all in context, right? It depends. Sometimes sweetie, love, fine. Sometimes not a vibe.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Depends on who's saying it,
yeah,
like you said.
Yeah.
For me, it's contextual. So, like, if someone 10 years younger than me is like, babe, I'm like,
Oh, babe. No, babe is never a vibe. Actually, that's a good one.
Babe is
I
never...
don't mind it if it's coming
No,
from
throw
someone
it in
that's
with
my
a
age or
hun.
I'm very close to.
No, throw it in with hun. Don't say it. Remove it.
Babe is never a vibe and always a pig. But anyway.
A maiale.
Mayale.
Un me
La, la, la.
lay. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do something new at the end of this show.
Something new.
We're going to share our final thoughts of the week, our wisdom from the week,
Weekly wisdom.
our weekly wisdom. Aaron, would you like to start with your weekly wisdom before we wrap
What have
up
you
the
learned
show?
from this week, Aaron?
Well, my weekly wisdom is after being groped by several cute men on a dance floor. This twunk has still got it.
Oh, well done. I thought
Thank
that
you,
was a
thank you.
round of applause.
Thank you. I feel great about that.
Beautiful.
That made you feel good about it. It put a pep in your step, did it?
It definitely put a pep in my step.
Oh, that's really... So I don't know if that's wisdom for everyone else, but that's Aaron's takeaway of the week.
I'm allowed to take away for myself. Celeste,
Your
what's
biggest
your
takeaway.
biggest
Look, if I could
takeaway?
depart any wisdom on our listeners, it would be if you have to pay to get in and there's someone crying at the door, run. run in the opposite direction. It'll never be worth the $20 and you'll never get it back.
I feel like my takeaway for the week has actually just come from this show in particular.
Oh.
And it's any time that anyone ever mentions the words hot chips, you always feel like hot chips.
Yum.
Like you said hot chips earlier in the show.
Yes.
Now I could think about it as hot chips.
Just going back, though, he said someone that didn't wash their hands in the toilet put their hand in a bowl of hot chips. Do you still want them?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want those hot chips. But still, the story didn't deter me from the thought of those mouth-watering hot chips.
That salty goodness.
You know, actually, my takeaway from the week is never trust someone who doesn't like hot chips because there is something wrong with that person.
Well, technically, your takeaway from the week is hot chips.
I would like my takeaway to be hot chips. If you like the show, send some hot chips to Radio Italia Uno.
Only while we're here, though.
While we're here for the
next 10 minutes.
In the next 10 minutes. If you're an Uber driver, you want to comp us some hot chips.
We're
Go for your
up for it.
life.
I don't think the Uber driver can compost hot chips because to do that, I think they'd have to take them from the person they were meant to be delivering them to.
That's okay. It's a good deed for me because I feel like some hot chips. All right.
And then they come to the door and they go, here's your hot chips. And Gianna goes, are they vegan? And that Uber driver just chucks them at her and says, piss off, hon.
They haven't got chicken salt on them, have they? That, like, totally no chicken salt.
Chicken salt. Chicken salt is actually vegan friendly, so it's fine. We can have that. Okay, well, if you enjoyed this show, of course, and you are listening live, check us out on the podcast, available on all your major podcasting platforms. And, of course, if you're listening on the podcast and you want to tune in live, download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. I have to prepare myself every time I say that.
Choked on our own saliva.
I know, because I have to take a breath and say download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. And you can listen to us live at 5 p.m. every Tuesday. And, of course, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Brunettes A Gay, and then you can, watch us do other stuff. It's very worth your time.
If that didn't sell the show, this will.
Oh, now have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Ciao, Adelaide! It's your favourite trio, two brunettes and a gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.